if they are crossing the crossing the normal pollution mark. Getting it now, right? Also, government can actually move those industries to the suburbs, to the side areas, right now, out of the city. Okay, right. And I also told you guys like what is black water and what is gray water. So normally the water that flows in the drain, that is consisting of all types of pollutants in it, whether it is a dead component or whether it is a live
Yes, sir.
component, right? So thereby it is black in color, right? Then there's a gray water also. So gray water is what? Like the water that is wasted after washing the clothes, after washing the cars, after
Yes,
washing the
sir.
dishes. So that water does not consist of any biotic component in it. Like biotic component, it does not mean like only those components which we can see. It could be bacteria also. Like in the drain water, you
Definitely,
have
sir.
got biotic components as bacteria also, microorganisms also, right? So thereby that is called as gray water. Also, the reason why we call the water that is wasted after washing the clothes or washing the dishes, it looks gray in color actually, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. So that water can also be used. So I told you guys like we can actually pass that water through a filter, okay, and we can make it in usable form. We can reuse that water. But for what purposes? For purposes like watering the plant or for washing the cars only, not for drinking or not for cooking, neither for bathing
Yes,
as
sir.
well. Okay, now. Yes, Ahmed. Okay. And guys, there is a phenomena called marble cancer, if you guys remember. Yeah, Moaz, you also learned this. Marble cancer is the phenomena in which there is corrosion of buildings or monuments due to the effect of acid rain. So whenever there will be acid rain falling on buildings, monuments, the surface of the marble or rocks will basically corrode. So thereby it leads to phenomena called as marble cancer. Look at this image over here. Someone
Yes,
must have
sir.
thrown acid on this marble. That's how its surface were
Yes, sir.
eaten by the acid. Yeah. Water pollution. We were talking about water pollution, and we did say like whenever there's a contamination of the water, it will lead to water pollution, as simple as that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. As I told you guys moments ago, please turn your cameras on in the class. Okay now. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, Moaz, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the addition of pollutants in the water could be from different sources. It might be either coming from the industries, either from the fertilizers or insecticides that is used on the farmland, from sewage. If there is oil spill, normally in the oceans, normally in the bigger rivers, there is oil spill, or addition of hot water in the water bodies, right? That can also lead to pollution, right? So
Yes, sir.
how one of you anyone please do tell me like how boiling water, why we call boiling water also as a pollutant.
Sir, since
Hmm. Yeah, continue. Hmm. Since
sir,
look. Mhm.
they died due to the sudden change in temperature.
Exactly. Like if the water temperature, if the temperature of the water body like a pond or river or a lake were to increase suddenly, so the organisms basically are able to function normally in a suitable temperature range. Now, if the temperature were to increase, thereby they cannot function properly or simply they will start dying. So it is actually leading to undesirable change in the environment. So hence it is considered as a pollutant. Right, Moaz, Arhan, and
Yes,
Ahmed?
yes, sir.
Right. And then acid is also there. Okay. Now, we did talked about what were the sources of water pollution. Like if the sewage is basically what? It is the waste that is coming from our household. Yeah. So if the
Yes, sir.
sewage that is coming from our house, if it were to be untreated, then that is also a source of water pollution, right? So the sewage that flows from our pipes into the underground pipes or at many places, okay, you get to see that drain, there are open drains also, right? Arhan was Ahmed. So one of the thing we get to see in the sewage waste now, that it consists of biotic waste also, it consists of abiotic waste also. What are they? Basically, biotic waste are what? Like if you were to throw vegetable peels, right? If there's a dead rat lying in the drain, dead components,
Yes, sir.
right now. So those will be called as biotic waste. And then abiotic waste, if someone throws polythene, plastics, or any other
Yes, sir.
abiotic thing, those are basically abiotic waste, right? So that is one of the source of water pollution, right? And many times what happens, the water that comes from, I told you, like guys, water that comes from the municipality water, that is also not fit to drink, because at
Yes,
places the pipeline might be broken, and pipelines are passing from in numerous places. It could be passing from drains also, right?
yes,
Was Yeah, right, Ahmed? Yeah, Arhan.
yes,
So
sir.
it can lead to diseases like typhoid also, right now. Then there is fertilizers also. If I were to overuse them, so due to the runoff water, due to the rainwater, it will run into the nearby water bodies, and in the water bodies, it will do what? It will lead to development of. Look at this image over here. Yeah, here I told you, if there is a addition of chemicals that are coming from the farmland to nearby water bodies. So in the nearby water bodies, what will happen? You guys must have seen
Yes, sir.
a green a growth of green plant that actually looks like if someone has laid a carpet over the water body, a green carpet. So that was algae, and since algae
Yes, sir.
grows in abundance, so we were calling them as algal bloom. Okay. And now, once the algal bloom or the algae will complete its life cycle, when it will die now, so it will be decaying, and finally, when it will die, it will be eaten away by the bacteria present in the water. So it will be now decomposing
Yes, sir.
to the ground, right now. And was Arhan Ahmed, when those dead algae will be eaten by the bacteria, the bacteria will utilize the dissolved oxygen that is present in the water,
Yes, sir.
right? So thereby the fishes are being what? They will be starved. They
Yes,
will starve due to absence of oxygen now, due to the lesser amount of
yes, sir.
oxygen. Now they will be starving, right? And also, whenever there will be addition of fertilizers or insecticides into water, there will be growth of another thing that is called as phytoplanktons. Okay. Also, you guys already know, okay, like whenever there will be growth of alga, the water surface will be covered. So thereby
Yes, sir.
the sunlight will not reach into the water body. And we know that there are aquatic plants also in the water body, and those aquatic plants can actually perform photosynthesis using the sun's rays. So now, since they are not getting the sun's rays, so thereby they will also not be performing photosynthesis, thereby they will also die, right? And all this phenomena here is called as eutrophication. Okay. Now
Yes, sir.
back to our topic. So we know that all these are some of the sources of water pollution. Apart from that, you have got industrial waste also that is being released from different industries, right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so industrial waste are what? Basically those untreated water that is being released into the water bodies, right now.
Yes, sir.
So you have so many industries like leather industries, sugar industries, chemical industries, then automobile, textile industries are there, oil industries are there right now. So what happens now? If they were to treat the wastewater, so that will be a very expensive process. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If the government asks them to dump the wastewater after treating them, after after separating the harmful components from them, so the cost will be very high, right? So thereby
Yes,
they
sir.
release them, ignoring all the norms, ignoring all the guidelines, they still release them into the water bodies. Okay. And why it's an expensive process to clean the wastewater? Because wastewater consists of variety of waste in it. It could be plastics, it could be polythenes, it could be dead animals in it. Right now, it could be it could be lump of fatty mass in it. Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so due to presence of several components in it, it becomes an expensive process. Right. So in the cleaning process, in the cleaning of leather industries, in the refining of sugar industry, in the chemical industries, or in the automobile industries, where different components, different parts of the cars are washed, they are different components are being used, whether it is aerosol sprays that are used to paint the body of the car. All of them in requires water. All of them requires water. Getting it now? And in doing so, several toxic chemicals are being released, right? So those toxic chemicals are coming from these industries, and those toxic chemicals will mainly consist of mercury, arsenic, nickel in it, cadmium, or lead. Now, the names of all these chemicals are what? They're actually harmful metals. They are
So
harmful
uranium.
metals. Uranium, no, uranium is not coming from the industries. No, you have to actually mine it. You have to actually mine it. Uranium does not comes from the industries. Hmm. Uranium is very expensive. It is very expensive, and it is very rare
Yes,
also.
sir.
You just can't find it anywhere. Okay, normally you can't find it. So these are the harmful metals, and why they are harmful in nature? Because mercury, for example, it is toxic in nature. That is why
Yes, sir.
nowadays the mercury, we are moving towards digital thermometers. Earlier you had the glass thermometers. If accidentally somewhere to break the glass thermometers, so thereby what will happen? Mercury will spill out, and if some child were to catch that mercury, if he engulfs that, in worst case scenario, it may lead to death also, right?
Yes,
And actually mercury is
Sir,
liquid metal. Yeah, Moz.
this Mercury means that thermometer or that planet?
Okay. Mercury is the name of a planet also, and mercury is that metal that is found inside the tube of clinical thermometers also.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now. Hmm.
Okay, sir.
So that is very harmful. That can be very deadly. And actually, if you were to pour some mercury on in your hand, it will actually float. Okay, it will
yes, sir.
basically float in your hand, and it is the only metal that exists in the liquid state at the room temperature. Okay, so you won't find any other metals existing
Yes,
in
sir.
liquid state at the room temperature, right? Okay, and now when we talk about water pollution, in the case of water pollution also, we say that it's not just we living beings on the earth that are being impacted due to it. Even the non-living components are being impacted due to water pollution. Yeah, we already talked about that. Okay, take one example. Like how this is impacting the non-living component also. How water pollution impacts a non-living component. Just give me one example. Just think of some. Some example how it is impacting.
Sir, by the factories releasing wastewater, sewage and all,
Mhm.
going to ocean and rivers.
Going going to oceans and rivers, and then
And then they mixed up with the ocean water.
mm. So they will be impacting the fishes and the aquatic plants
Yeah,
in that. Okay,
yes.
but my question is that how water pollution is impacting the non-living components of the environment? How it impacts it? You all
Non-living
know,
compound.
yeah, like the rocks, huh? Like the soil, how it is impacting that. We know, okay, like water pollution is basically um, unfit for
So the
human consumption.
Ganga got spoiled because of the water pollution.
Please repeat. I didn't heard that.
So the Ganga got spoiled, and it's one of the largest, dirtiest river in the whole
Hmm.
world
Hmm,
because
hmm, hmm,
of the water pollution.
hmm, hmm. Because of the water pollution, it is one of the dirtiest water of the on the planet. Yeah, that is true. And in fact, people actually are using the Ganga water for a variety of purposes, right? Many people use it to to wash their clothes also. So if they purchase a white cloth, now it will turn to yellow. So thereby it is impacting, right? But also, if you were to look at examples of water pollution, like rainwater, that is a secondary pollutant. So if rainwater were to fall on monuments or other that come or other non-living things, so it is impacting that also. Yeah. Or if simply water is acidic in nature. What is acidic in nature? So from wherever that water will pass, it will corrode that surface, right? It will corrode the rock surface. So it is impacting the
Yes, sir.
dead components, non-living components also. Getting it now? Okay. Now we did talked about Ganga, not so holy Ganga. Ganga that is coming from the Gangotri glacier in the Uttarakhand state here in India. And examples of those pollutants that are impacting, that are harming the Ganga are as follows: like the dead bodies, whenever the idols are being basically dumped into the Ganga. Okay, polythenes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and after the prayers and rituals, people dump several things in the Ganga river, like it could be flowers, it could be the ashes, okay, na, etc. Worst thing is that many people openly defecate in the Ganga water also, right now. Okay, so all these are different sources of pollution for Ganga river. And I told you guys about the Ganga action plan that was in the year 1985. Okay, so Ganga action plan was what? It was an ambitious plan to clean the Ganga. Okay, all of you pay
Yes, sir.
attention here. The questions might actually come from this topic. Okay, this was initiated in the year 1985, and even now it is not successful. The pollution is increasing and increasing, right? So the damage done to the Ganga river, it is almost like beyond repair. Okay, but then you have got the most polluted river in India. That is not Ganga actually, but that is Yamuna.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is Yamuna. Okay, can anyone tell me from where Yamuna river flows? Where does it flows from? I will tell you. It also flows from Uttarakhand. There's a hill.
Till now,
There's a there's a hill in the Uttarakhand. Okay, the name is, no one will laugh. No one will laugh. It's Bandar Pooch. What is it? Bandar Pooch.
Pandarpur.
That is the name of the hill in the Uttarakhand. So from here, Yamuna River originates. Okay. Yeah, Ahmed. Okay. Now continuing further, we need to discuss like what are the measures to control the water pollution? What are the ways of conserving the water? So these two we will discuss. and we will be talking about potable water also. What is the concept of potable water? So you guys will suggest some of the measures in order to control water pollution. Controlling of water pollution. Yes. Mention some of the important points how we can control the water pollution. Yeah.
Say industry not making harmful components that can affect the water.
Look, industries can limit the
Or
limit the production of harmful components, but
yes,
if
sir.
you were to say that they should stop production of the harmful components, that will not be actually practical solution. We can actually put some restrictions. We can move to alternatives also. Okay, we could have alternate measures, but we cannot 100% stop them. Okay, so yeah, so one of the thing you are saying is that taking
We can reduce the amount of harmful uh, objects that are thrown in the water.
okay. So first thing here is that we should be talking about sewage treatment. Okay, now sewage treatment. Let's say first of all, let's start from our homes, from where majority of the waste is being dumped into the water bodies. So sewage treatment has to be done. So in order to do that, we have sewage treatment plants now.
Yes, sir.
So in almost every district, there's a sewage treatment plants. There's a sewage treatment plants in which water will go through a different process where harmful components from it will be separated. We will be coming to that in a moment. Okay. Second thing is that Moz, you suggest one measure. What should be done?
Yes, sir.
What are other measures of controlling water pollution?
Water pollution.
Hmm. Like Ahmed, you also have to mention some points.
Yes, sir.
First, while you are answering this question, just remember what are the sources of water pollution. Yeah, Arhan. Just remember from where the pollutants are coming into the water. Like we did talked about um, excessive use of fertilizers. Yeah, Moaz, Ahmed.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So farmers actually need to be educated. It's not their fault, right? It's not their fault. It's a responsibility of the government to basically set up institutions to educate the farmers to use the fertilizers or insecticides or pesticides in correct amount. So second thing is
Yes, sir.
that educating. So like in order to rather than having to set up more drains and have more workers to clean the drains, why not just educate the people? Why not just educate the people about the harms of water pollution? Okay, because indirectly that is coming back to the humans. Yeah, today the water pollution has increased so much. Like you have like children born with brain cancer, children born with deformities like brain cancer. So what is happening basically? If people who are basically living in villages where the water quality is not good, why it's not good? Because water consists of heavy metals in it, like lead. If heavy metals like lead or arsenic are found in water, it will lead
Yes,
to
sir.
so many complications in the body. Getting it, Namaz, Ahmed Arhan. So thereby, if I were to educate the peoples about the harmful impacts of that water on the health of the baby, on the health of the mother, on the child, so thereby they will understand it and minimize its use. So educating the farmers slash citizens. So about the farmer, we need to educate them about correct amount of fertilizers or pesticides or weedicides usage. Okay. Should you guys tell me, like in the chapter crop production and management, you guys must have studied that weedicides that we use, it only kills the weeds.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Was you know what is weedicides and weed? Like normally, along with the main crop that we grow, there's so many wild crops that also grows, unwanted crops. You suppose you planted the wheat crop, but then along with wheat crops, grasses are also growing. Other wild crops are also growing. So we call them as weeds. The plant that we didn't crop, those are the unwanted crops. So questions are asked like, what are the harmful impacts of weedicides on the plants? Weedicides have got some impact on the main plant also. Okay. So
Yes,
Ahmed, Moaz, and Arhan, you see what happened? Normally, it will not directly impact the impact the main plant. What will
Fruits.
happen?
It will go unwanted plants, which
Hmm.
could be poisonous.
Hmm. Which could be
Poisonous.
poisonous. Yeah. Yeah. So weedicides, it can actually reduce the growth of the main plant. It can actually reduce the growth of main plant. It can also reduce the fruit or seed bearing capacity of the main crop, right? So normally
Yes,
you
sir.
won't get like the plant has been damaged, but then the growth of the main plant might be reduced, right?
yes, sir.
It will be carrying less amount of fruits now. So these are the impacts
Yes,
on it. Okay, so more as I told that weeds are basically unwanted plants that grows along with the main crop, right?
yes, sir.
Okay, what other measures can we take? Yeah, like all the industries should be treating the wastewater. What about
So using
Yes,
of
sir.
gray water.
using the gray water? Yeah, like what about rather than setting up sewage treatment plant, how about I should be setting up filters, okay, just near to the drain, from just near
Yes,
to
sir.
the pipe from where we are releasing waste into the drain right now. Okay, so the third thing here is that industries, they should filter the wastewater. So industries should be treating the toxic waste that are produced by them. Okay, so they should actually make that wastewater harmless first before they are being dumped into the um, water bodies. Okay, and we know that water pollution prohibition laws should also be there. What I told you, that there should be water pollution
Yes, sir.
prohibition laws. So those laws should also be implemented, so that if anything were to be suppose you you educate people, you convince them uh, uh, um, to not use toxic substances, to not dump toxic waste into the water, they will not really listen. Okay, now only few people might listen. But if there was to be a law made that if someone were found to be dumping harmful waste into the water, he or she will be fined, right? So law actually impacts the people on a larger scale. So pollution prohibition laws should be existing for not just for the normal citizens, but also for the industries also. Okay, so it should exist for
Yes, sir.
industries also, for citizens also. So thereby they will limit the amount of pollutants they are dumping. Okay, now people should like the garbage that is coming from our houses also, we should make sure that we separate those garbage as biodegradable and degradable biodegradable and non biodegradable waste, right? The waste that is
Yes, sir.
biodegradable, like the vegetable peels, yeah, vegetable peels. So those should be dumped into the biodegradable dustbin. And the waste that are non-biodegradable in nature, they should be dumped into the non-biodegradable dustbin so that they can be later reused, right? So
Yes, sir.
separation of biodegradable and non-biodegradable wastes. All right. So this is what are the measures in order to control the water pollution. Okay. This I will come to in a moment. Okay. Hmm. Now, what is conservation of water? What is the concept of conservation of water? Anyone? What is
So
conservation?
removing the toxic components that is
Removal of the
present in
toxic
the water.
components. Hmm? Okay.
Present
Or
in the water.
okay. Look here. By the word conservation, what do we mean?
So the water that is fit for drinking.
No. Simply explain this word conservation to me. What does it basically mean? What is the meaning of this word? Hmm? Yes. Like conserve, what does it mean? To save something. That is what the word conserve means, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the case of conservation of water, we are actually saving the water. By saving water, what do I mean? I don't mean ki stop the use of water. No, that's not what conservation of water basically means. Conservation of water includes a includes so many mitigation steps, includes a variety of things. Okay, now, for example, it will include what? It will include avoiding excessive usage of water wherever you can, wherever you can minimize the usage of water. You should minimize. You should turn off the tap immediately after use. Yeah, if there are leaking pipes, get them repaired immediately. Yeah, okay. Like a dripping tap that drips even once every second. If there's a dripping tap, a leaking tap, a tap that is leaking, so that if that is dripping every 1 second, so even that leaking tap can waste 1,000 liters of water every year. If there is a leaking tap, okay, now, so every 1 second one water drop is dripping from that leaking pipe. Okay, so if you were to sum up the amount of water that goes waste for 1 year, it could be in thousands of liter, right? So normally people ignore that, but that is also leading to waste of water. Getting it? So that has to be done. Okay. Suppose people, while they are brushing their teeth, they turn the tap on. So brush your teeth by filling water in your mug. Okay. Because leaving the tap running while you are brushing the teeth may waste several liters of water. Okay. Actually, part, basically what is the thing now? Water is not equally divided on the surface of the earth. Yeah. You have parts, you have countries where people have a scarcity of water.
Yes,
You
sir.
have you have places where there's an abundance of water. So wherever there's abundance of water, people don't realize the importance of the water. Hmm? Go to African continent. Go to Nigeria. You will see how people are starving for water, how people are suffering from the scarcity of water. Here in Rajasthan, you go there, how people are starving due to lack of water. They can't perform their normal daily day to day routine in a proper
Yes,
manner,
sir.
right? So thereby one should realize the importance of water. One should wash the utensils by filling water in a basin and not under the running tap. Okay, or like the water that is coming from, like the water that is coming after washing the rice, or washing the pulses, or washing the vegetables or fruits. They can be used for watering the plants at home, right now. Okay. So those are the ways to actually conserve the water, right? So conservation of water basically includes that treatment of water, okay, or avoiding excessive use of water in order to conserve it for our existing uses, right? And also to conserve it for the upcoming generations, right now. Okay, it's not like we will use up all the available water for us only, and we will deprive the upcoming generation of the clean water. Getting it now? Okay. So that is all about conservation of water. Then comes the concept of potable water. What is potable water? Anyone?
So the water which is fit for drinking.
That is fit for drinking. Good. So basically, drinkable water is called as potable water. Water is called as potable water. So drinking any water which is safe for drinking, that will be called as um, potable water. Now the tap
Yes,
water
sir.
through which we get through the tap water which comes from the pipes in our houses. Okay, it is usually clean. Okay, and does not have any
Yes, sir.
foul smell or odor, but
Yes, sir.
it is said to be safe for drinking. Usually, it is
No,
said to
sir.
be safe for safe. It is said to be safe for drinking. But sometimes, however, as I told, it is passing through various places. Okay, now
Yes, sir.
so it might still have so many disease causing microorganisms
So you're not audible.
Yeah. Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Sorry
sir.
for the interference. Actually, I didn't saw that. Okay. The device was low on charge and it suddenly turned off. Okay. Yeah. So we were talking about conservation of water, and then we talked about the concept of potable water. So potable water was basically water that is safe for drinking, right? That is simply potable water, right? So basically, further we discuss like the clear water that is coming from the municipality water. Okay. So like water is clear also. It is transparent. It is not having any odor. It is odorless right now. It might look clean, but might not be safe for drinking because it might still consist of microorganisms in it. Getting it now? So the tap water, also the tap water that is coming from the tap, that is actually not fit for drinking, right? So basically, it's better to get the water purified and then only consume it, right now. So in order to clean the water, there are various methods that can be used. Okay, there are various methods that can be used in order to clean the water. Okay, now. So what are the methods? How do we simply clean the water?
Sir,
The thing is
filtration.
through filtration or how water is made fit for drinking. Through filtration, good, and through boiling also, through condensation also, through chlorination also.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
if I have a sample of dirty water, say if I were to have a sample of some dirty water, this consists of dirt in it, and not just dirt, but it also consists of disease-causing microbes in it. Right, Moaz Ahmed? Disease-causing microbes are
Yes, sir.
present in this dirty water. So thereby,
Yes, sir.
first of all, I will be separating out the bigger dirt particles in it, which are actually visible. So step number one, in order to clean the dirty water, will be the process of filtration. So thereby, in the filtration, it is a what? In filtration, you are physically removing the impurities from the water. So we physically remove impurities from the water. So that is simply called as filtration. Now, many households use water purifiers that can filter the water and make it safe for drinking. Right. So in the older times, they were used to come very simple filters in which um, filters were installed that were basically filtering the suspended dust particles that were present in the water. But those were
Yes,
not effective because those were not actually killing the disease causing bacteria in it. Right now, even if I were to filter this dirty water, it is still unfit for drinking. Right, Abu, Ahmed, and Noor, and
yes, sir.
yeah. So after you have filtered, you will boil it now in order to kill the harmful bacteria present in it, harmful germs that is present in the water. So boiling will basically kill the germ that is present in the water. Okay. So you see that many people boil the water before they drink it, right? If they don't have a water purifier at their home, so they will basically boil the water before they drink it, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And then what can be done? We can do the process of chlorination also. Chlorination also can be done. So in the process of chlorination, what happens? Chlorine is used. A natural element called chlorine is used. It is represented by the formula Cl, small c, small l. So
Yes, sir.
chlorine is a natural cleaning agent actually. This is present in the nature and it can be used for cleaning the water. ठीक है ना? Okay, look what happens. Once you have boiled the water, what we will do, we will take a tank, we will pour that boiled water in it. Okay, you know about sedimentation, you guys know about decantation also? Yeah, you guys know what is sedimentation now? What is decantation? These concepts are also involved in the treatment of wastewater, right now, or in order to make a water fit for drinking. All right now. So, like first of all, we did the process of filtration, whereby we physically remove the impurities in it. Okay, now, and then after, what we will do, we will allow we will take the filter water into a separate container. Look over here. First, you did filtration, right? And then whatever water is remaining, you will allow it to rest. You will allow that water to rest, so that whatever waste was not filtered from it, if there were some very fine waste particles in it, very fine dust particles in it, so you will allow it to rest. So that is called as sedimentation, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right. So further sedimentation will ensure that we can physically allow the further dust particles to rest to the bottom of it. After this, you will do decantation. Decantation is nothing but simply pouring the sedimented water into another container. That is simply decantation. Decantation is what? Basically, you pour this water into another container, that is called as decantation, and leaving the sediment into this container. You will pour all the water into another container. Okay. Now, after decantation, we actually move on to the boiling process. All right now. So you will be then boiling the water. Boiling will do what? It will kill the germs in it, right now?
Pathogen.
Pathogens, very good. Disease causing microbes will be killed. Okay. After this, you will go to the chlorination process, right? So in the chlorination, you will add some chlorine powders. You will add chlorine powder. You will add chlorine powder to this water. Now, chlorine, as I told you moments ago, the chlorine is what? It's a natural cleaning agent. Chlorine is a natural cleaning agent. So what will happen?
Yes, sir.
How it purifies the water basically? Whatever whatever germs are present in it, it will be killed by the chlorine also. Also, what will happen? Whatever suspended waste is present in this water, right, which did not settle down in the process of sedimentation, so those suspended waste will now coagulate. It will now react with this chlorine. Okay, now. So the chlorine will now become heavier. It will now become heavy. Suppose there's a particle of chlorine. It's a chlorine particle. Okay. And then what will happen? All the dust particles or all other impurities, suspended impurities, will react with it. So thereby what will happen? Chlorine particle will become heavy now, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So when it becomes heavy now, it will settle to the base, settle to the bottom. Is it clear, Ahmed, Moaz, Arhan?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right? So this actually leads to an effect that is called as coagulating effect. Coagulating effect. Right? So the water that comes from the municipality, it goes through all these steps: filtration, sedimentation, decantation, boiling, and then finally chlorination. And here is the chlorine tank, which you can see. Okay. So the filter water, okay, after having gone through all other process also, comes into this pipe. And from this pipe here, the knob is turned on and a chemical is injected into this pipe. And then it goes to a tank that is consisting of chlorine solution in it. Right now? Hearing it now. and then all the solution goes, all the water, all the yeah. Okay, look, one thing, this filter water is coming from here, and it is actually going to this tank. It is going to this tank, okay, now. And from this chlorine solution tank, chemical is being taken out from this pipe, and chemical is coming from here. Let me point out. Chlorine is coming from here. Okay, Moaz, Arhan, Ahmed, chlorine is coming from this tank, and the water is coming from this pipe, and both of them comes into the contact tank. And after some time, you will turn the knob of this pipe, and the treated and disinfected water will come out from this side. So that water is directly fetched. That water is basically the supply water. Getting it now? Thereby, if you ever happen to taste the municipality water or the supply water, it actually has got a different taste. And what is that taste? It is basically the taste of chlorine in it. Getting it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how water is basically treated. So here, basically the chapter is completed. Basically the chapter is finished. So this image here, you see, these are the different steps in order to stop pollution. Okay. At domestic level, what are the different steps we can take ourselves? If you guys have any confusions from the chapter, please do let me know. Okay. Moaz, I know it's a little bit fast for you that we just
Yes,
did covered one chapter for you. Okay, now.
yes,
But the reason why uh, I just completed this
Not
for chapter for you also, because
yes, sir.
you had to be included in the batch. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if you guys have any confusions, please do let me know. I will be taking that doubts in the next class if you have any um, doubts which you particularly don't remember at the moment. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right, guys.
yes,
So
sir.
we will meet in next class then. And your assignment will be to do the NCERT exercise of this chapter. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Moaz, you will also attempt to do the
Uh,
questions, no matter if you are able to solve them or not. Just attempt them,
the
and
textbook
all of you
exercises.
the textbook exercises.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, sir.
All right, guys. So, and also
That's
Ahmed and Arhan, is this the last chapter of the class 8 syllabus of science?
Yes, sir. It is.
This is the last chapter. So now from next classes, first of all, I will be discussing the NCERT questions. Okay, taking your doubts, and then we will discuss with which chapter we will be beginning the revision series.